Welcome back to Clash of Culture. Today we're going to preview the Oklahoma versus Texas Red River Shootout. Should be a heck of a game. Big Big 12 implications. Probably going to play a factor in determining who the Big 12 champion is. So, with that being said, Stephen, what's your thoughts on this game?
Obviously, one of the biggest games of the year. One of the games I've been looking forward to. Obviously, I'm a Clemson fan, so this game doesn't really have much meaning to me. But I think overall, as a college football fan, this game is going to be really good. You have two 5-0 teams. Like you said, the winner of this game will likely be in the Big 12 title game. But I'm also going to caveat with that with saying I think this is going to be a rematch for the Big 12 title game. I think they're going to play again.
I can see
There's
that.
like three or four other 4-1 teams, but I think a lot of those teams are going to lose. So I think regardless of who wins this game, they're going to have to beat them twice. At least that's the way I see it, kind of shaking and panning out. As you guys probably know already, I have Oklahoma winning this game. I like Oklahoma a lot this year. I said it in the previews, in the preseason. I think Dylan Gabriel is a top 5 quarterback, at minimum in the Big 12, maybe even top 10 quarterback in all of college football. I think Brent Venables has kind of erased that sour taste from last year of being 500 to end the year. So I'm excited to see this game. I obviously picked Texas to lose to Alabama, and now I'm picking them to lose this game. So I think if they win this game, they've
I
earned
like a
five or
lot of
six.
hate. A lot of
Yeah,
hate.
no, it's not hate. I just think that Oklahoma has the kind of the tools, and like I said, even after the Alabama game, Texas looked really good in that game. But I think there's a lot of Big 12 teams that can compete with each other, and I think Oklahoma is one of the better teams in the Big 12 along with Texas. So I wouldn't be surprised either way if either of these teams won. But I'm just gonna go for Texas. I mean Oklahoma in this game, just because I am a Venables guy, so I do want to see him have success there. But I mean I like Oklahoma a lot. But what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think everything you said. Um, this should be a heck of a game. One of the games of the year so far, and it's coming in a game that is a big rivalry. Dylan Gabriel is a heck of a gamer, and I think you talked about how good he is, putting up Heisman like numbers already at about 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. My concern is that Oklahoma run game. When you look at Jonathan Brooks for Texas, and I'm not going to say that he's doing Bijan Robinson type numbers, but he is putting up big numbers, and he makes Texas really multi-dimensional. With obviously Quinn Ewers, Xavier Worthy, people we've already talked about. But the fact that that big offensive line, and we talked about this in that Texas preview, bringing back all 5 offensive linemen, and then Jonathan Brooks running behind him, well over 100 yards a game already so far this season. So at almost 600 yards a game. I mean, almost 600 yards total, 5 touchdowns. You mix that with Quinn Ewers, who obviously has the arm talent to get the ball anywhere, a good receiving core. Texas actually plays and has played some pretty good defense. One of the biggest wins of the season so far on the road in Alabama. And if we look at how Alabama has looked, and again, yes, Alabama had some shaky parts, but when it seems that they've gotten this offense kind of in gear, when you look at what Texas was able to do against that defense, that Alabama defense that I think is actually outstanding. Texas was able to put up 34 points. Quinn Ewers went well over 300 yards in that game. Had a heck of a game. I think I lean Texas. Like you said, Stephen, I think this game could go either way. And again, when you talk about rivalries, we're talking about an added mixture of emotion and players trying hard and doing great things. This is one of the top rivalries in all of sports, not just college football. But yeah, that Texas line, their ability to run block, pass block, is I think what to me gives them the edge in this. But I agree, like you said, I think this may not be our last time seeing this game this year.
Yeah, and if you kind of look at the team stats, it's very even, pretty much. Oklahoma's averaging 510 yards of offense. Texas is averaging about 480. Passing, Oklahoma averages 70 more yards passing, but Texas averages 30 more yards rushing. Defensively, Texas allows 30 yards less total. The rushing numbers are 10 less and then 15 less for the pass. So Texas has a slightly better defense, obviously, and they've played against Alabama. So you have to give them a lot of credit there because Alabama is better than anybody Oklahoma has played this year. But I will say this, I am going to double down on what you said as far as the running game. I think if Oklahoma can't run the ball well, it's going to be a problem. I mean, they're averaging only 30 yards less, but they don't have that key guy in the backfield. I
Right.
know Oklahoma fans are going to tell me, well, we have this guy and we have that guy, but at the end of the day, it's not the marquee name like a Jonathan Brooks, or
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
name that kind of gives you that intimidation factor. I would say that.
Yeah, even as you look at Marcus Major, their leading rusher at about 200 yards, my concern when I say the Oklahoma running game is not necessarily at the level of the Texas running game isn't the yards, because you can see they kind of have a back by committee. They have three backs. I don't know how you say his name, Tyree, Walker, and then Barnes, all splitting carries. But you're talking about Majors is only averaging 3.9 yards carry. Barnes is only averaging 4.4. Walker's the only one over 5 yards a carry. And Dylan Gabriel is their leading rusher in terms of touchdowns. So that's where, like I said, to me, that's the difference between them and Texas. Texas has a true bell cow, and a guy who they can give the ball to 25, 30 times, either to milk the clock out or just put stress on that defense.
And I will say this, I think another key factor is going to be, like, I don't want to sound like that guy and like seem like I'm, just super biased, but I think it's going to come down to Brent Venables and how well he can kind of scheme for Jonathan Brooks. We've seen what he did at Clemson. He found a way to have a top 3 defense, 10 years in a row, 8 years in a row, however long he was there. They've only given up 20 points one time this year to Iowa State. The rest of their games was 6 points, 17 points, 11 points, and then 0 points. So I think if Venables can find a way to key in and slow down Ewers as well as Brooks and Worthy, I think Dylan Gabriel on the offense has more than enough firepower to outscore Texas. Because, I mean, what Texas is averaging, they got to be averaging like 47 points a game.
Yeah.
They average 47 a game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you want to say they only score 30, I think they have the coach. I'm not going to say the talent.
There's no way Texas averages 47 points a game. They haven't reached 47 points this season.
They scored 70 in week 1.
Texas?
I'm sorry, not Texas. Oklahoma.
Okay.
Oklahoma's averaging 40. I'm not sure if I said Texas, but yeah, Oklahoma's averaging 48 points a game. So even if we say if they get to 30 in this game, I think 30 can win you the game. It just, like I said, depends on how good the defense plays for Brent Venables. But I'm a believer in Brent Venables so far. He's 5-0. I think obviously they're going to do a lot better than 500 this year based on what we've seen so far. So I know before the season I had predicted them to go about 10-2. I think that's a fair assessment right now. I like the way they're looking. I know there's a few Oklahoma fans that kind of stumbled across our channel. So let us know what you guys think about this game. But I'm going to give my score prediction tomorrow.
What is the line? Do you have the line?
5-point favorite, Texas.
5 points, Texas. Now what? Well, I know you're betting Oklahoma. So I think Texas is going to win, and 5 is kind of hard.
It's basically a touchdown.
Right. If I was betting, I'm going to go Texas probably by a touchdown, and so I would take Texas, -5.
And the over/under is at 60 and a half.
Ooh,
I think they're going to
score. That's much tougher. I think I would go over. Yeah, I would go over. Yeah,
because I think Oklahoma's going to get you 30 for sure. I don't see Texas stopping Oklahoma's offense underneath.
And let me say that's the concern. If you're Texas is, I don't think Texas has the firepower to win a shootout. Right? I think they almost need to grind it out with Brooks. I think if they get into a high-paced, fast-paced game where both teams are just going up and down the field, I think that fits Oklahoma better.
And I will say this. I think before Texas fans come in the chat and say, well, we blew them out last year, it's not the same.
Well, it's a different year. Yeah,
they didn't have Dylan Gabriel. It's a completely different team. You guys obviously lost key pieces. They get their starting quarterback back. So I'm going to guarantee y'all don't win 59 or 49-0 this year. I know that's not going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot closer. Now, could Texas win the game? Of course. Could Oklahoma win? Of course. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a far more competitive game this year. Venables has another year with his team. Obviously, Ewers is back healthy. So I just hope it's a good game. I really don't care who wins the game because I think they're going to play again at the end of the year, and I'd love to see them play again for a possible playoff spot. I think that would be awesome. But again, we do have our live show tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, previewing all of this week's games. I know we missed yesterday's upload. Been kind of slacking a little bit, so be sure to check out.
It's mostly his fault.
That's crazy. You broke on it the wrong way. Sorry.
His fault.
But we have a big live show tomorrow, so make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you don't miss that. It's been really fun. I believe we're still at 950 subscribers.
Yeah, because of him.
Because of me, apparently. Yeah.
I
mean, I don't do enough around here, I guess. But
we'll see you guys. Ghost.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at the live show. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like the video. Peace out.
Peace.